the East. Second referee, Mr. Mark Santos. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our VNS-Nasty Griffins. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 16, Kenneth Kulaba. At number 2, Ron J. Adviento. Wearing jersey number 4, Ralph Aaron Lacuana. Wearing jersey number 5, Justine Yatko. At number 10, Jester Bornell. And at number 22, Manuel Medina. Starting libero is number 12, Keith De Feria. Head coach, Mr. Ralph Ocampo. Calling on our Cignal HD Spikers. Let's begin with jersey number 2, Alfred Gerard Valbuena. Wearing jersey number 3, Giles Torres. At number 5, Roniel Rosales. Number 9 is Mads Gampong. At number 14, Rubens Abrot. And number 19, Christian Silan. Starting libero is number 7, Vince Lorenzo. Head coach, Mr. Dexter Clamor. This is match number 32, preliminary round, season 7, the Open Conference.
We are inside the Paco Arena in Manila for Cignal HD versus VNS. So, taking a look at the starting lineups, let me begin with the Griffins here. We're seeing some usual names, but they do not have their usual tall setter in Luis Bartolome, who's back studying with San Beda. And so they actually have a young man in Justin Yatko, who's barely 18 years old, but he will be starting in today's outing versus the veteran Cian Silang, who is actually an assistant right now for the FU Tamaraws, coming off of the game earlier today. And the rest of the second unit of the Cignal HD Spikers, hindi lang talaga halata. Because even though we call them the second unit, this could still qualify as a starting unit for any other team.
But you know, for me, with Cignal, yes, they are a very talented team. But you put in, like you said, the second unit, or to say it better, the unit that does not start.
Yes, okay.
They're actually twice as deadly because they're in this. Now they're starting, and they're gonna go all out.
Right.
No room for complacency and all of that.
We do mention that in a lot of practices, the second unit would beat the first unit.
That's true.
And this time, they're given the opportunity to prove that on the national stage, as there was a mishit by Wewe Medina.
No, I had a feeling Coach Dexter Clamor is going to shuffle his men. That's why I did say in the pre-game, Jao Mandal, if he plays the entire game, if he actually gets to play.
I'm pretty confident that Ayana Perlas has some information about that later on, as now Jester Brunel just scored for VNS.
Well, for VNS, that's one thing we're expecting, especially now that they're looking at the second stringers of Coach Dexter. Sometimes it's about pride, really. Is okay, we're starters. You're gonna start your second stringers. They're gonna want to actually beat the 6.
Ooh, nice attack from Giles Torres. Oh, this guy, remember, was a star for UE just last year.
Yeah.
With much power.
As strong.
3 serving 1, Alfred Valbuena. Back in his day, he was one of the stars of the UP Fighting Maroons. Sharp serve, Yatko to the open. KC Kulabat is blocked by Mads Gampong.
And he waves that finger like no entry. That's one thing Mads Gampong has developed throughout the years, is his blocking. His blocking, and he's showing us one-on-one, and he gets a stuff block.
Oh, he does have that elevation. We see it in his attacks,
And
but the timing. Oh, yes.
And hang time.
So yung timing na yan, natutulungan ng kanyang hang time. 4-1, there was a net touch. Easy call right there. Giles Torres admitting to it.
Vince Abrot was not aware. He's saying, I didn't touch it, must be the
Right.
opponent.
He was ready with his violent reaction. But once he saw the admittance of Gil Torres, we can now move on.
Yep.
Lorenzo receives. Silang onto the middle. Good way to get some retribution.
You know, you're right. This 6 can easily start in another team. Boy, look at that connection.
And we're back with Cignal serving. It's Gil Torres, 5-2. Ball up by Wewe Medina. He's been a target. Kulabat off the block.
On the hit out.
What a way to adjust. He got stuffed earlier, and this time he brushed it off the blockers. One thing he's known to do. You know?
Kulabat is number 2 after all in terms of scoring for VNS in this conference. Number 14 overall in the Spikers turf. That went long for Rene Adviento.
Oh, you did mention games back. We were talking about the service errors of VNS, so they got to check that early on.
Can't afford to have too many mistakes against one of our strongest teams. An attack from the middle, and that's Lacuanan who just scored.
Not the strongest, but just the right angle.
Here's the replay. Good connection with Justin Yatko, who's been given confidence by his head coach Ralph Ocampo. After all, they do live with him. So that's a lot of time to build the trust and chemistry as Abrot scores immediately.
Boy, you love the way he dodged the blockers there. But for me, what an experience it is for Yatko to start and to play against a strong Cignal team. First 6 or not, at least that should, like you said, give him confidence moving forward.
And just to contextualize how young he is, if he was a couple of months younger, as now, where Medina scores off the block, if Yatko was just a couple of months younger, he could have easily qualified to the under-18 PNBF tournament going on right now. He's that young.
Well, I remember we covered a game there. There's one 12-year-old.
Yeah. But we do have some good stars in that tournament. Chance ball for VNS. Yatko. Kulabat sends it to their star, Wewe Medina, and that's a point for him.
Yeah, miscue there. Vince Abrot was actually closer to the ball, but Lorenzo, just so used to being the libero,
yes,
that everything is his impossible.
Good for VNS to capitalize on that free ball, even though Wewe had 3 blockers. It wasn't a problem for him. Rosales rejected. Ooh. Oh, that's one of the things that we have to be wary of inside the Paco Arena. The lights here are distributed.
Yep, and hanging from the ceiling.
I just hope the volleyball won't hit our bulbs with much force, causing those bulbs to break. As now, Valbuena, well, he just forced an error, a net touch on the side of VNS. We have our first technical timeout.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, where power meets passion. Now, Migs and Noreen, like what you guys mentioned earlier, a very different starting 6 for the Cignal HD Spikers in this match, because they decided to start their second 6 to give ample time for recovery for the first 6 before the semis. Now, I was able to talk to Alfred Valbuena, whose last time starting was 1 year ago, at isa lang ang goal niya. Given that the average age in Cignal is 25 years old, Alfred is aware that he is one of the more mature players in the squad. Kaya Kaya ang goal niya is not just to lead, but to show head coach Dex Clamor and the Cignal management na kaya pa rin niyang makipagsabayan sa younger guns of Cignal. Back to you guys.
You know, Alfred is not even that old. He's not even 30 years old. And for him to feel like a veteran after 25 years for your average, that's young.
Exactly. You read my thought bubble exactly, and it's just like I would say time flies because I remember watching him play in UP, realizing he's in the pros. What a young player. Now he's considered old.
Yes.
See, that's why we tell the kids, tatanda ka rin. That happened.
Yes. But now, here's Rene Adviento scoring from the left pin. A guy who transitioned from being a middle blocker onto being an opposite spiker this season. 9-all in set number 1.
Right.
Silang back sets. Gampong. That's an opposite spiker by nature.
By nature. Yeah, ever since he was with the National University, we know the athleticism of Mads Gampong.
And his setter right now is Silang. Okay. In the first PNVF tournament, the bubble tournament, Cavite or Dasmariñas were the champions.
Okay.
The starting setter was Sian Silang, and the starting opposite hitter was Mads Gampong. Oh, by the way, Webe Medina, who just committed a mistake, was their teammate back then.
No, I think he scored.
Oh, he scored. Okay, so he did not make a mistake, but he was their teammate back then.
It's like a while ago, we were covering the D Navigators. It's like Dayan Dantes heading to Saura. I've seen that.
Yes. NU.
NU.
It all started in NU. Okay. We have a challenge. Ball in, ball out for VNS. The first challenge for this game.
I was looking at Adviento. It's like saying, don't challenge, don't challenge.
Well, let's see if their coaches saw something different. Just saw Coach Jem de Guzman and Ralph Ocampo, who've always been there for VNS. I actually have been curious about their huddles. Later on, we're gonna hear it. But they're the type who would usually just rely on motivating their players. Ang lagi sinasabi ni Coach Ralph, magandang receive, tas execute. Wala masyadong technicality as that ball definitely went out. So I asked them, Coach, bakit ganun? Parang hindi kayo masyadong technical sa mga timeout ninyo. And they said, it's because we practice everything in our training sessions.
True, true.
To the point na kaya na namin mapagkatiwalaan yung players during the game. We don't have to be micromanaging them to the dot.
Right. It's good to know that because different coaches, different styles.
Yes. And again, they practically live together with their players as KC Kulaba just scored, getting a touch from Cignal HD.
Boy, what a start for VNS. Toe-to-toe with Cignal here.
You have a double sub. Okay, Rocky Motol is in. We talked about him in the pregame, having scored 14 off the bench in their previous outing. And then a veteran setter in Adrian Imperial has checked in.
Yeah, we know him from UE.
Yes. Actually, we have a handful of UE players right now on the floor. Gils Torres and KC Kulabat as well. Here's KC. Another point for him.
Oh, he's not. Did he and Imperial play at the same time?
It's the younger Imperial.
Ah, okay. I was going to say he was not going to disappoint. The entry of the older Imperial.
But it's not far that those two actually played together before. Maybe in practice.
Could be, no?
Good blocking by Rosales. Imperial onto Motol. Great celebration, walking it off after the point.
And establishing a 2-point lead. I told you. VNS, they just want to give Cignal the first loss of the conference.
Oh, that's gonna
Upset.
gain you a lot of pride. You mentioned that as well in the pregame. Mads Gampong says, I have another idea.
Boy, a one-man block on Mads Gampong, that's tough. That is tough.
Now Mads will proceed to the back row. Good for him to have scored before serving. 12-13, Gampong sending it in. Kulabat as the target. An easy ball for Vince Abrot.
You're so happy for the Vince Abrot fans. We know his story about battling injuries. I think it was an ACL, if I'm not mistaken, but really battled injuries. And, you know, you're happy to see him now playing healthy with Cignal.
Oh, he was a star back in the day for CSB.
UE and then CSB.
UE High School, right?
No,
College
he
na rin.
played with Camposano in UE College
So it's the early years for them. Because
yeah.
Camposano also transferred
to NU.
to NU. Vince Abrot. Is there a touch? Referee is rewarding the point of VNS. And we will have a challenge. Coach Dexter has to clarify what type of challenge they would want. You have to get the right card. Ball in, ball out. Because I'm sure a block touch challenge would have made sense as well.
Yeah. But you know why they're laughing? Because it took a while for Coach Dexter to say which card to pull up.
Yes. Basta ang mahalaga, nasabi na nila agad na
Challenge.
magcha-challenge sila.
Then he said anong challenge? Coach Dexter.
Okay, ball in, ball out. Outside. Okay? Nothing much to contest here.
Wrong challenge, Coach.
Ayan, napakamot na lang si Coach Dexter Clamore. VNS still has the advantage. 14 serving 13. 3 attack points so far for Kenneth KC Kulabat. Ball
serve.
inside. He is one of the best servers. Abrot is blocked.
Is that
Let's see the replay. Was it Lakuanan or Motol? It was Lakuanan.
Yeah, he covered the cross.
Good hands by Ralph Aaron Lakuanan. Kulabat, number 6 in the league in serving.
Oh,
Sending that ball
overpass.
to Lorenzo. Ooh, outside from Medina.
Oh, lucky break for Cignal.
And he acted as if he knew it from the get-go. It was a miss hit. Would you still consider that as a hit? Or a missed touch?
Yeah. Hit. Push. Out.
Drop.
Drop. Out.
15-14. Imperial. On to Lakuana. Nice connection. And that will send us to our second technical timeout. VNS still looking good. Awesome live sports viewing is guaranteed with Cignal yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Switch now and get up to 3 months with no cash out. Visit www.cignal.tv/switch for more details. Danny Ravenna is inside the Paco Arena. Hindi na po natin kailangan itago kung sino ang kanya sinusuportahan. It is Wewe Medina. It has been broadcasted before. Wewe and VNS are looking good. Slide for Niel Rosales works.
Great change up there by Silang. First going to Alfred Valbuena, then changing it up.
Tough dig.
But what a dig there
Yeah, by Kulabat.
by Kulaban.
And then the recovery. Rosales also was a part of that championship team in the PNVF working with Cian Silang. Cross court, Medina, a chase for Abrot. Great effort, but he lost space.
15.
So cute of Jao Mandal. Because he was going to ram into the A boards.
Yes.
He was following Vince Abrot there.
Well, after all, as much as the first unit is resting, they still do not want any injuries to happen to their second unit.
Also, again, going back to the the fact that Abroad just recovered from
All right.
injury.
Ooh, that's a service ace, and that must have felt really good for the 18-year-old Justin Yatko.
Yeah. Look at that target. Right, actually in between three players. So when you look at that slow-mo.
Now, the service was low, which is quite the usual tendency, as we know.
Well, if you are Cignal right now with this starting 6, you don't. How are you going to chase? Because you know if you lose this set, Coach Dexter is going to make some substitutions.
Yes.
You want playing time.
Right.
So you want to come back and actually win the set.
Well, it's now only a one-point game after that easy gift presented onto Gils Torres, who's off to a good start, scoring here and there.
Well, speaking of gifts, VNS has 4 service errors. None for Cignal.
And they continue to be perfect. Yatko onto the middle. Chase, Sandy Montero tried, but that won't work anymore.
VNS doing a great job in keeping Cignal within the 1-2 point radius.
Despite their service errors.
Despite 4 service errors.
19, serving 17. Wewe Medina, 5 attack points. Serving that ball inside. Abroad misreceives. Silang puts it up. Gampong had to adjust. And now, it's Kulabat who sent that ball low and straight to the net.
And they have to be careful with these errors. I mean, you don't want to add to the already 4 service errors for VNS.
18 serving 19. This has been the story of the first set. Cignal whispering from behind. Alfred Balbuena. Ball up. Yatko had to backtrack. Nice counter. It's Casey Kulabat.
That's a great set by Yatko. Just a one-on-one on Kulabat. He had an open space. He saw that cross. No, he just followed through that snap of that wrist.
20-18 now. Wendell Miguel is set to check in for his UP Fighting Maroon in Alfred Balbuena.
See, I told you. Substitutions are going to be made.
Yes.
So you want longer playing time. You gotta figure something out.
Oh, the ball straight the tape of the net. Paige Pagulong gets a service ace.
Well, he'll take it.
The former libero transitioning into being an outside spiker, and maybe as a service specialist that could be his new role.
Yeah.
I love that celebration. 21-18. This is relatively a big lead already.
Hey, kina-challenge tayo sa, sabi ko nga, number 1 best server to, team ranking number 1. So i-challenge talaga natin yung pasa natin. Kailangan makapasa talaga tayo ng maayos. Kahit hindi A-pass, basta makaangat lang, kaya naman gawa ng paraan ng set. Okay, o tatlo, tatrabahuin talaga natin yung tatlo. Lumabas ka na, ikaw na kumuha ng pasa. O, trabaho.
Let's go, Cignal.
First of all, you gotta love the respect from Coach Dexter Clamore onto VNS. Secondly, VNS has truly come a long way in terms of their services. Coach Ralph has to be very proud.
21-18 is the
Little victories, the small victories of each team.
But they have to be careful. Paige Pagulong sending that ball inside. Lorenzo, he was instructed to receive. Gampong! Down the ball goes.
You know, if you're UE, you know after that timeout, for sure, Cignal's gonna try to get back into this set. They're down by 2. What do you want to do? You're ahead by 2, so you can play side-out volleyball. Now we hear the coaches say, you can side out, you have to score. So that's what Cignal wants, VNS wants to do.
Oh, you just saw the first service error of Cignal HD in this match, courtesy of Gils Torres. That's a side out for you.
So if you're VNS, you want to score.
22-19, Adviento sent it safely in. Silang had time. Abroad over the blockers. No point, Yatko. This is a good chance. Vince Abroad. Whistle blown. Net touch by VNS.
Yeah. Aside from that fact that there's a net touch, it did hit the blocker's hand.
There you go. Coach Dex signaled for substitution and 4 players were ready to go in for the Spikers. So officially, we have Calado and EJ Casanya in
Yeah.
the game.
Yes.
That's a double sub.
You know, athletes will be athletes. Eh? Even if you're playing against, let's say, a team that's yet to win or lower in ranking, you want to play when you're in the venue. So all these players, you think they want to rest, they want to play.
Of course. But speaking of playing and performing very well, Casey Kulapa just scored with that cross-court hit. The ball went straight to the corner.
Yeah, this is a good match so far for Kulabat.
23 serving 20. Casey back at it. The best server of VNS. Inside, Wendell Miguel receives. Calado, you know he can fly.
Oh, still alive though.
VNS will counter with Wewe Medina. Got a touch. Ooh, it's 4 touches. Curious.
Me too.
Yung block niya, malayo na sa net, tapos sa baba na kontak, paliwanag mo sa kanya.
4 touches. Golden VNS.
Okay, that was pretty straightforward. But are you sold?
Yeah.
Hindi pwedeng hindi.
Before we go to question the first
Of
referee
course.
with that explanation.
Pwede pala yun pag medyo malayo na
So
at
that's
bababa na.
considered 1 touch already.
Okay.
Vince Abrot.
Lucky break for Cignal.
21 serving 23. Vince Abrot. Ball up. Yatko, Wewe Medina rejected at the net. And JP Bugawan is here.
Yes.
Timeout.
Timeout VNS.
Yung blocker niya, kailangan yung mga edges i-targetin niya, wag yung gitnang-gitna. Okay? Pwede kang mag-running or mag-backway para mag-open kay Wewe. Tapos pwede kang mag-follow sa gitna. Okay? O go lang, isang magandang receive lang, We. Mag-ready ka na tumalo pag ako mag-receive natin. Short go lang tayo muna na.
Okay, let's see the last play. It was Calado and Bugawan who worked together for that block. Well, Mark Calado has transitioned from open to opposite, so blocking would be a theme for him.
He can jump easily.
Yeah.
Vince Abrot.
But you like that substitution. Coach Dexter seeing that Wewe Medina's in front. I'm going to put a Calado and a Bugawan there. What a serve.
Ball up by Pagulong. And that was inside for Lacuanan.
Great response by VNS, we have to say. Almost the starters in for Cignal.
So, it's 2 set points for volleyball never stops. You know, this might actually give them momentum.
Yeah. No, more than momentum. It's actually believing that they can actually pull this off.
Right? Why not? Miguel sends it through. Chance ball, VNS. Yatko pushes to the open. Medina had to recalculate. He was blocked. Wewe again. Got a hand, and that's it. Set number 1 belongs to VNS.
Well, they are a team who has nothing to lose, everything to gain. So, yeah, they gained the first set.
VNS in this conference have won a total of 6 sets. That's in their wins versus Richmark and Maverick. Let's see if that gave them enough momentum to actually give us an upset. 25-22 in set number 1.
Nang dahan-dahan sa pasilyo tungo sa altar. Pasilyo ba? Pasilyo? Sumabay sa hangin, ako'y napati. Darna? Narda? Narda? Nang hiwaga.
For those of you who are wondering, the volume or the audio of those videos are actually played inside the arena. So let's just hope that it won't distract Jester Burnell and the rest of the VNS Griffins. We're off to a good start in this game. They won set number 1.
Yeah, I mean, again, we have to mention at the start of this match, Coach Dexter Clamore opted to start a different 6, more of the second 6 of Cignal. And I feel like I was telling you, athletes will be athletes. I feel like, or people like Wewe Medina and Kenneth Colaban, you're starting your second 6, we're gonna win this. So they built enough lead towards the end of the set that when Coach Dexter started fielding in like Bugao and Calado, wasn't enough. Wasn't enough, which is good for VNS because again, they just want to win today. They want to get a set, check. Want to get 2 sets, check. Hopefully for them. And look at the numbers. Attacks, blocking by 1, but it's their attacks. They converted. They were just so focused today. Although they had 11 errors, we have to say if they can check that, you never know what can happen here in the second set.
Those 11 errors match the attacks and blocks of Cignal HD. What a disparity that is. And looking at the lineup, it's the same for Cignal HD. This is their starting unit. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Comments alongside Naringo and Ayana Perlas, who had a bit of kwento for us as the teams were crossing to the other side. Sabi ni Ayana, nararamdaman niya yung kagustuhan ni Jao na maglaro na in this game. You did mention these players, they are suited up.
Yeah.
Might as well.
They warmed up.
Yeah.
They stretched.
So they will feel that hunger to perform. Mats Kampong. That looked good. And yes, they will be rewarded with a point.
They're overruled, no? By the first ref.
Yes.
I saw the linesman signal out.
But then again, it's the first referee who will be followed. She, after all, has the best view.
Yeah, but I like the fact that Coach Dexter opted to use the starters in the first set, although they lost. It's more of a challenge for the boys. You want to play? Are they better than you? What are you going to do about it? So go back in and prove me wrong.
On the other end, Wewe Medina just scored. So now he has a total of
7
points as the top scorer in this game. Behind him is Casey Colabat with 5. Wewe sends it in. Abrot receives. Silang. Gampong again. Hammer time.
Boy, Bornell was there. Colabat didn't get the right timing, the right lift. Gampong, come on. You see that? Colabat was there, but it's just not established, right?
Yes. And you can expect that a ball from Mads Kampong will just drop down quickly.
Yeah.
2-1. Rene. Adviento. That was out.
Well, in the first set, they had 11 errors. 7 of that, talking about VNS, from attack errors. So you want to obviously address that.
So after the 4 service errors, after we addressed the 4 service errors, they served cleanly. Okay. 3-1. Better start for Cignal HD. Here's Casey Colabat against 3 blockers. He sent it wide right.
Well, back-to-back attack errors. So actually, the 4 points of Cignal, they've contributed at least half of that through attack errors.
So there you go. The trust has paid off so far from Coach Dexter Clamore. And as I say that, it's a service error from Alfred Valbuena.
Yeah, too short.
So that's their second service error in this match.
First.
Gil Torres in set number 1. Late in set number 1.
Yeah, in the match.
Oh! Casey Kulabat with the block and the walk-off.
You have to realize, Kulabat, when he played for UE, he was up against the likes of Nicole Mendras,
Marcalado.
Marcalado, who else?
Gian Salarzon.
But you know, that's
Lois
what I'm saying.
Agampan.
He doesn't care if you're good. He's gonna, you know, he played against a lot of great players.
But Mads Gampong also doesn't care who's blocking in front of him. He will attack and attack. There you go. That time around, 0 blockers. Nice set by CNC lang.
He loved that set, no? Pinabawi.
Right pin hit at Viento, rejected. Kulabat against 3 blockers. Somebody touched the net. Was it Nasguaza?
I think it is Guaza.
Everything happened so fast, but there won't be any challenge. Let's see the replay. Oh, the net was definitely moving already. For serving 5, a chase for CNC lang. Ball up by Wewe Medina. Yatko pushes to KC. Off the block, he scores.
And we are now tied. You know, what a match so far by Kenneth Kulabat.
There you go. So that's off of the arms of, was it Mads Gampong? Yes, and Nasguaza. CNC lang onto Abrot.
Oh, good save.
That's by Kulabat. Back row for Medina. Tried to catch everybody off guard. He's so confident that it was in. That's why we're going to have a challenge.
But whatever happens, I like that attitude that, you know, both teams were scrambling, and then Wewe Medina had the right mindset to go for it because it was a hittable ball.
And you know that he can hit from wherever on the Taraflex. Actually, bago pa tumawag, bago pa pumito yung referee, alam niya na i-challenge nila yun.
He was celebrating. He was so sure, you're right, that it did land inside.
Casey Kulabat was ready to play with the camera even more, and that's definitely in. There's the confidence paying off for Wewe Medina. Coach Ralph is so happy. I love seeing that. Pati sina Aika at sina Ayana, happy dun sa likod. Shout out to Aika, of course, the floor director of Ayana, helping her out at the sideline. Ooh, Nasguaza.
What a connection there. You know that we've seen a lot of big quicks, but this one, Exage.
We have to remember when Nasguaza was playing for Iloilo D Navigators up in the stat sheet, he was there in the top blockers in terms of middle blocker numbers. His numbers weren't too far from JP Bugawan, as now Casey Kulabat just scored.
Casey Kulabat really today possessed. You know, the way he's playing, they're going to really give Cignal a tough time today.
Well, knowing KC, he really has that, if I can describe it as Mamba mentality, I would use that. Hindi talaga nagpapatalo yan. And knowing the fact that he's coming from an underdog team in college, then that mentality will just continue for him as Vince Abrot scored for Cignal HD.
Yeah, another great set by Silang there.
7-all. Which team will send us to the first technical timeout? Jump serve, ball up, and it's this guy, Lacuanan, who's been playing so well in this game. So he will send us to our first technical timeout.
Welcome back to the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, where power meets passion. Now, Migs in the Ring, you guys talked about his introduction earlier. Rocky Motol of VNS. It was his first game in the last game, and he did admit that the reason why it was his first game is because he wanted to focus on beach volleyball in Batangas. And he shared with me that he had a tough time adjusting, specifically with setters Justin Yatko and Adrian Imperial. Kinausap niya yung dalawa and requested for them na itaas yung sets nila at siya na lang daw yung mag-a-adjust since they are down to their last 2 games of the conference. And he also jokingly said, hindi pala nakakapagod yung indoor volleyball. Ang masasabi ko lang dyan, sana all. Back to you guys.
Well, after all, dalawa lang sila magkakampi sa beach volleyball. But that was certainly an interesting point as Adviento sends that ball outside. So he asked for higher sets, which means it gives him more time to adjust, right?
No, I think he's saying that he can't get the right connection with the setters.
Okay.
So what you do, just set it higher. Don't give me a low set, and ako na, I'll just find a way.
Because I was wondering, as Nasquaza gives us a service ace, I was wondering if it had to do with the speed of the ball. Because in beach volleyball, and I'd like to ask you this as well, would you say that the pace is slower there? You just recently covered it.
Yeah. Of course it's slower because it's to a side, right? So, yeah, I mean, the rallies are slower. We're talking about 6 people against 2, so it is slower. A lot of, not too much rallies. But I feel like with Motol, it's also addressing the fact that I don't have enough time to actually blend well with you guys. So just set it and then I'll adjust.
Okay. Let's see if Rocky Motol will be activated later on, as now Mats Gampong was just activated by Cignal HD.
Well, now you feel the energy of Cignal up a notch, right? That's why it's a great decision by Coach Dexter to keep them in and say, you want to keep playing or do you want me to sub?
Right. It's like a tryout as well for them, would you say?
I think more of a opportunity.
Opportunity. Ooh. Nice off-speed hit by Wewe Medina.
Well, throughout the conference, we do have to say Wewe Medina has been just showing maturity in this game, not just hard hits. It's gone a lot to these thinking shots, the well thought out shots.
And he did tell me that he gives credit to Coach Godfrey Okumu for helping him out in terms of his skills in attacking. By the way, that was service error number 6 for VNS. So, literally what he did a couple of plays ago, yung ma-attack siya ng hindi full swing. Yun, nade-develop niya raw yun ni Coach Godfrey, who is one of the assistant coaches of Galleries Tower alongside Wewe Medina. Ball up by KC Kulabat. Here's the approach. That was really low.
Yeah. He was too eager to go for that kill.
And you saw the face, the reaction of KC. Not too happy about it. It's a 3-point advantage for Alfred Valbuena, the veteran for Cignal HD. And the rest of his squad. Push. Ooh. Over.
Overreach.
Overreach.
Because Yatko was about to set it and Vince Abrot just interfered.
Let's see the replay. There you go. Vince did hit the ball.
Good serve.
Silang to the middle. Gils Torres scores and screams.
And screams. He wanted that. But what about, for me, Yatko today holding his own? No? Holding his own.
He might just be a future star in the Spikers turf.
Looks like it.
At 18 years old, ang dami mo pang pwedeng gawin. Oh, nice recovery by Yatko, sending that ball to Lakuanan.
Now we're seeing these connections.
Double sub. Adrian Imperial and Rocky Motol checking in, the former beach volleyball player in Rocky, as mentioned by Ayana. And there's the former Red Warrior, Adrian Imperial.
Well, if Motol can get going here, and then same time as Kulabat and Wewe Medina, They might have a shot.
Right. After all, Motol scored 14 points in 3 sets in their previous outing. Combination. Vince Ambrot puts it away.
Just smart. You know, he did see Kenneth Colabat there. He knew exactly where to go. He went for zone 1.
Now we have the double sub on the other end. Off of that point by Cignal HD, Mark Calado checks in alongside EJ Casanya. Mark Calado, babalikan ko lang din ulit yung PNBF champion team ng Dasmariñas Cavite. Calado was the MVP of that team in that tournament.
You got great memory.
Well, I was the only one who covered that tournament, so it was pretty easy to remember, as now we just saw a point from VNS. That's off of the right pin.
Boy, look at that set, though. One-on-one. Kenneth Colabat is feeling it in this match.
Great job by Adrian Imperial as well. Colabat getting ready to serve. I love the extension. That's in. Valbuena. Casanya. Calado. That goes through.
Calado into the block.
And that's his usual angle. The left spin for Buboy Mark Calado. Second technical timeout.
For me, lagi lang na nasa isip ko is to keep going talaga. Keep going. Kahit na anong mangyari in life, anong struggles. Ayun lang palagi kong dala-dala sa life and sa volleyball. Like nung last time na natalo kami, parang may time na parang ayoko na, ganon. After naman nun, refresh ka na nun pagising mo. So, wala ka namang ibang talagang pupuntahan, is talagang mag-continue lang, keep going.
Actually, because of that mindset, as we'd like to remind everybody, Arena Plus, a 6 sports. And now VNS-Nasty scores off of the right pin. EJ Casanya has had quite the story in the past couple of years. Remember the previous team that he had? Was it Navy?
EJ Casanya?
EJ Casanya.
Yeah,
yes, it was Navy. And
Yes,
Navy would always be in the top 4. And then he transferred to Cignal HD. Umangat siya, naging champion siya.
Yeah. They swapped setters,
Right,
Owen Suarez and EJ Casanya.
Parang naging trade.
Oh,
Although
naging
technically
trade.
walang trade dito sa Spikers turf. 17-13, Nasguaza. Coming from Iloilo, the Navigators. Sharp serve, ball up by De Feria, one-handed set. Burnell couldn't get it through strongly, and here's the counter. Alfred Balbuena quite low. That's 4 touches.
Yeah, the set was actually kind of far for his liking. Look at this.
Yep. But now, Cignal HD will challenge a block touch. Okay, since we have viewers who are not inside the Paco Arena, obviously, we have to kind of give them the situation happening right now in this venue. It's not the usual temperature. Mainit sa labas. And that will domino inside this arena. It's nothing against Paco Arena. You can feel this in practically all arenas nowadays. So, you know, you can also imagine the players are feeling it. So on the court, it's an even bigger challenge for them to stay hydrated, to stay energetic. Even Wewe Medina told me that sa trainings nila, kung ang usual water break would be 5 times in 3 hours, dito kailangan only na raw. Or dun sa training nila, only na. And then individualized na. Every time you feel like you know, you need to take a sip, papayagan na sila ni Coach Ran.
Right. It's really also an honor system. You know, you have to be honest. You
Yes.
don't drink just for the heck, so you need to.
Okay, there was a block touch, which means the challenge is successful for Coach Dexter Clamor and company. So we just replay the points.
Right.
No point. Award.
17 to 14. Nasguazo will do the honors once more. He has 2 points so far. Ooh, he was way under.
+1 for VNS.
Well, you know, these players, when they go for it, they go for it.
Yes.
5. Yapko. In.
And the tiny mistake
1 out.
in your toss, in your hit, would make a big difference, right?
yeah.
Such a big difference.
Your jump serve really has a lot to do with the toss. You know, but some players, even if it's like a bad toss, they can make do with that.
17-15, Yatko was the one who served that in, and it's Calado who exploited the donut hole.
That's actually a good example of making something out of nothing. I mean,
Yes.
the set was just Alfred just like, to whom it may concern. And Calado
I like
just
that.
obliged.
Nice serve by Calado. Ball up. VNS answers back from the middle. Chester Burnell.
I love the kill and the sound. The very crisp contact with the ball.
Chester Burnell, by the way, is only in first-year college. He's that young, and he's had offers.
Already, for sure.
Yeah, UST Beach Volleyball, Perpetual with Coach Sammy, and CSB with Coach Arnold Lanyog. That's what happens when you play for Coach Ralph Ocampo. Now, Cignal HD just scored from the right pin.
Yeah, you know, that's why we always say we like it when we have new teams, more players get the opportunity to showcase themselves, and then they get discovered. And given the chance to go to school, right? Get a degree,
Tama yun. Scholarships.
scholarships.
16-19 Burnell. A miss hit, but it still works.
It works.
Casania wasn't sure.
To 19.
Let's see what happened. An absolute scramble. There you go. Kulang na lang si Coach Dex yung mag-set ng bola for Cignal HD.
Miguel. In.
Wendell Miguel has returned to replace Alfred Valbuena.
Wendell Miguel, designated game captain for Cignal.
17 serving 19. Okay, Paige Pagulong given clearance to serve.
Well, it's just a 2-point game.
Ball up by Wendell. Casanya to the left. Down the line. Target for Vince Abrot.
You know, I must say, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, Vince Abrot, he has some similarities with Jao Umandas.
Ooh.
No, really, and the form, the way they hit, I feel they have some similarities.
I wonder if Ayana can speak to either Jao Mandal or Vince Abrot about that, if they actually think they have similarities.
No, that's just an opinion. They will not. It'll not come from them. No, seriously, it will not.
Okay.
Unless you're actually comparing them to like Yugi. Who's the Japanese
Who's
player?
Yugi?
The Japanese player.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that. I'm sorry.
Let's say DeFalco of USA.
Okay. Abrot just scored again, by the way.
Yeah.
21 serving 18. I'll give you time to remember that guy, Noreen.
How can I not? Anyway.
Anyway, we shall keep going. Yan ang team ni EJ Casanya.
Yeah.
Here we go. Full front line for EJ. Ball in. Kulabat receives. Yatko back to KC. Straight to the back at chase for Wendell Miguel.
Good save.
Sandy Montero, the veteran, setting it to the other side. Chance ball VNS. Kulabat again. Yes. Nice tip.
You know, Kalabat knows he's playing well. The confidence is different. You know, he'll sell his strong hits and then drop it.
I love how the arm just transitioned.
Yeah.
Serving to the nasty.
19-21. Kulabat sending it in. Miguel puts it up. EJ Casanya. Buboy Calado.
Oh! Pretty much the same attitude as Motol. Angat niya lang. Just give me any set, I'm gonna make do.
Oh, he's gonna make the most out of those opportunities attacking from the left, that's for sure. 22 serving 19. Vince Abrot.
Yeah, and Calado is very young, so you know he won't feel the fatigue, you know, more than others.
He's right up there in the average age of 25 for Cignal HD.
He's 25 already.
Well, he recently finished with the UAP. And normally, pag natatapos ka dun, you're around 25.
Yeah.
Couple of subs. Now we have Jao Mandal checking in for the Cignal HD Spikers, replacing Vince Abrot, who, as you mentioned, you think similarities with him.
I just said similarities.
20-22.
Serving for VNS.
Lacuanan sending it in. Wendell Miguel approaches. Nice drop.
Miguel sees the hole. 23-20.
Well, if Kenneth Colabat has that, so does Wendell Miguel.
Yeah, it was practically the same thing. Timeout, 23-20.
Tayo makadepensa. Pag bumagal, kailangan aggressive tayo humabol eh. Okay? O ngayon tatlo lang yan, kailangan na natin tsagain sa depensa kasi ibabaw sila sa atin eh. Ngayon kasi nakatapat yung bola, ready lang na depensa. Pag dinrapol, takbo. Takbo lang ng takbo. Habol tayo niyan.
Okay, tatlo lang. Isa lang.
VNS is not far. They have 20 points against the 23 of the Cignal HD Spikers. Cignal HD looking to equalize after losing in the first set of this matchup. But we have to remember, Cignal hasn't lost. They have an immaculate record in our Spikers Turf Open Conference.
Serving for Cignal.
I got it.
Yeah.
Ishikawa.
Ishikawa.
Yuki Ishikawa.
The
I'm just saying.
comparisons.
No, I'm just saying, if you're compared to them, you're like, okay, we have similarities. But if you're compared to your teammate, I wouldn't think.
Okay, doon na lang tayo sa international.
Oh, right.
Thank you for that, Doreen. We were talking about Jao Mandal and Vince Abrot, by the way, if you missed it, compared to Ishikawa. 21-23. Justin Yatko, nice serve. Casanya back sets. Calado will score. Oh no. The ball was so strong that when it flew to our monitor, the monitor immediately blacked out. You can see it there.
Yeah.
Okay, it was able to turn on for a while, so it's good. We have another timeout.
One stop lang tayo, one stop. Ha? Cut lang. Go tayo. Kaya ba yan? Isa lang tapos magandang serve. Isa lang.
That's the second emergency button for Coach Ralph Ocampo. We're getting quite used to him wearing glasses, by the way. He usually wears contacts.
I like the look, though.
Yeah, me too. Apparently. Nasabi pa nga niya yung grado ng mata niya. Nasa 500 na. So he definitely needs those glasses. Okay. Sian Silang returns with Mads Gampong.
19 Silang in.
Calado will sit down alongside
Gampong.
EJ Casanya.
Well, job done for Mark Calado.
Oh, a lot of words there
Cignal now at
from
set
Gampong
point
onto Casanya.
advantage. Serving for
24, serving 21. 3 set points for Cignal HD. Chris Sian Silang. Ball up and to the other side. A misreceive by De Feria. Ball chased by Colabat. Chance ball. Ooh, no more.
Ball is out there.
The push went outside for Wewe Medina, and now we have an equalizer. Cignal HD now with 1 set versus VNS.
hindi ko po alam yung pamagat. Nalasing kagabi.
Hahaganan, di ka pipitawan.
Basilio, wala na kong mahihiling pa. Ikaw at ikaw.
The Cignal HD Spikers were so serious in their huddle, and then everybody was just amused and surprised dahil may bumibirit dito sa audio natin inside the venue. Peter Torres had the funniest reaction. Same goes for Mark Calado. Great voice, by the way, for
Yeah.
Boy. But okay, let's break down set number 2.
Yeah, you know, there were earlier substitutions bringing Wendell Miguel and Mark Calado, and they did a great job at the time that, especially Mark Calado, that he was in there. Another good set by VNS, but you know that Cignal just, they're not going to prolong this any longer because it's hot, number one. You did say number one. Number two, anything can happen. And you want to make it to the Final Four with the being dominant. Let's look at some numbers here. Dominant in attacks. Blocking, boy, VNS, better blocks. Service, one for Cignal. But the tides have turned in terms of errors. More errors on Cignal. But they made up for that in terms of attack. So you're expecting, really, for me, Cignal's going to try to finish this in 4 sets. You don't want to take chances. But VNS, if you can get, like I said, Colabat's playing well. If you can get him to play well, and maybe Wewe Medina, maybe, what, Motol, you know, things can change. You never know.
I'll give you some numbers. Cignal HD hasn't won a game in 4 sets. It's either a sweep or 5 setters. On the other end for VNS, they haven't lost in an extended match. It's all straight set losses. So I don't know. We're gonna see a number 1 maybe somewhere, but maybe the trend will also continue as now the first point just belongs to Cignal HD in set number 3. Sian Silang is still in the game with 9 excellent sets, but that's a service error.
1-all.
Well, you want to see once, look at the scoreboard. You got 4 to choose from. No, but what you're saying, you're pointing to a 5 set. Crank up the AC, please, if we're going to stay that long.
We shall continue. Torres, no look. Good chance on the other end. De Feria sending it on to Motol. And that was a nice celebration from Rocky.
That was a 3-man block, and Motol just gets that through. You can see pretty loose. Yeah, pretty loose block there.
Rocky Motol is such an animated player. So fun to watch.
Yeah.
Medina, short serve. Silang back sets, quite tight. Battle at the net, ball up by Bornel. And here's Casey Colabat again, low on his hit.
Yeah. He keeps wanting to go for that deep cross. Why not? He's been successful, but his errors come from that as well. That's not the first time.
And it's always really low.
Yeah.
Okay, Colabat though did have 9 points in our first 2 sets, tied with Wewe Medina. On the other end, it's Mads Gampong leading the way in terms of scoring with 7 for Cignal HD. Casey Colabat quite low again, but that goes through.
With a little help from the net.
Well, Coach Dexter, I saw his reaction. What can you do?
3.
Luck on their side as that trickled over the net.
3-2. Jester Burnell back at it. Ball scraped the net. Back set. Gampong. Down the ball went.
Boy, you know, if he gets an open look, one blocker, we've seen that the entire match. Come on.
Danger already for VNS. Even the way he swung his arm. It looked really deadly. Yatko back sets. Oh, Motol. Was it a missed jump?
Cignal up by 1.
I actually thought that he injured himself.
I want to see this set.
What was wrong?
No, because when you make your approach, if it's a high set, you have to wait for the setter.
Okay.
You can't make your approach because you never know. If it's a miss set, it's harder to adjust.
But in the next sequence, we just saw this block point. Vince brought one-on-one against Rocky Motol.
Yeah.
It's now 5 serving 3. Gils Torres sending it in. A miss receive by Wewe. Tough chase.
Oh, good save.
Chance ball Cignal HD. A lot of time for Silang. They go back to Mads Kampong. A lot of things happened there. Now there's a man down for VNS.
Ball is out.
Oh, what happened?
Parang tumama yung blocker kay Mads.
There's a challenge.
Is that Kulabat? Yes, it's KC. But we do have a challenge, a block touch challenge for Cignal. Right now, everybody's just concerned about KC Kulabat. Okay, here's the replay.
Okay.
Wala pa pala. Just had to show the graphic of the challenge.
But he's still on the ground,
Yeah.
though.
Okay, KC is up, but he's obviously winded.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm curious as to what actually hurts for him.
I think there was a collision. But he can stand. That's a good sign.
Yeah, it looks like everything is mobile for him.
Yeah. Maybe just a bruise, maybe. He's
Pwede
pointing to his thigh. So
Tama.
there was collision.
Natuhod kaya yung thigh niya, but first let's see, there's a block touch. Yes, there was. I wonder if you can still see what happened, or if he actually got a camera on it.
The challenge is successful, but there's
On,
a
the collision.
challenge from VNS for a foot fault.
Oh, now there's a footfall challenge for VNS. This is quite rare, but it is legal.
Yeah.
And is this actually benefiting KC Kulabat, given time to recover?
I'm sure it does. Any amount of rest. However, a bruise, it's going to be there until you like release it.
How do you release it?
You have a roller. You can
masakit
release
yun,
the
di ba?
muscles and the ITB.
Wow. Very high-tech.
I heard
Noreen.
them say that.
Akala ko ginamit mo rin yun back in
No,
the day.
because, there's no release pa during our time. If you get injured, yun na yun. Ice. No, but what I'm saying is now what you realize is if, let's say, your part of your ankle is painful, it's connected to some bigger muscle group in your body. Then that's what you release. You don't actually treat that part that's nangangawit. Diba?
Okay.
Yeah.
You treat the one where it's connected to.
Yeah, because that's the sore one and it's tight, so a different part will start to.
I see that in the stories of the players na nagrereklamo sila dun sa PT nila kasi masakit talaga. Okay, thank you for breaking that down for us, Noreen. By the way, the challenge of VNS was denied. That's why the point was given to Cignal HD, but now there's some retribution from Wewe Medina. So the score officially reads 6-4.
You know why it's denied? Because they established the fact that it was a check ball. Now, if you need to know if you do the foot fault, if it is indeed it's a foot fault, what happened first? The ball, did it that or the foot fault before the
Ball landed.
Yeah. So it's hard. It's going to be.
So sabi na lang.
I-release na lang nila.
Oh, let's just move on. 7-4, by the way, is now the score. Cignal up by 3 in set number 3. Mads Kampong sending it in. Yatko onto KC Kulabat. It wasn't the highest of jumps, but he was still able to score.
Well, he is limping a bit, I'm sure, but because any bruise is really going to affect you. But yeah, he got the job done.
Captain, Kenneth Kulabat.
Kenneth Kulabat now serving 5-7. Ball up by Vince Lorenzo. Silang, back row, Valbuena.
Oh, what a dig.
That's by KC. Still struggled going up. One more. Pipe. It drops for Alfred Valbuena.
Well, you like that Silang is feeding Alfred Valbuena there.
Cignal now leads us to the first technical timeout.
Welcome back to the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, where power meets passion. Now, Migs in the Ring, earlier you guys were talking about the heat, and Wendell Miguel, who admitted that he is actually sensitive to heat. Now, in the last game, Wendell was very weak to the point of feeling nauseous from the game against Crisscross, and dumagdag pa raw yung init ng panahon. Even before this game, he was already feeling dizzy again, but less this time, as for the last 5 days. The team went through numerous ice baths, sangyup dinners, protein and electrolytes overload to teach the players' bodies to recover faster than usual. Back to you guys.
Okay, protein, electrolytes, and then ice baths. That's a nice formula from Cignal HD. As Webber Medina scores for VNS.
Where it has to be samgyup talaga.
Kaya nga eh. Specific. Busog ang players natin sa ulam.
Hindi pwedeng sukiyaki. Hindi pwedeng limpo. Okay, you have to excuse us. It is very hot.
Yes, as Nasguaza scores on the other end.
9-6.
Well, it seems like it's getting colder a bit. Or is this the breeze that you were talking about?
No.
No, it's not yet it.
No,
Anyway.
I think it's getting colder, yeah.
Is,
Because it's 7 o'clock.
All right. Well, at least Nasguaza and company are still able to deliver. Strong serve. Kulabat with a receive. Hueve Medina. Great wrist action. Chased by Valbuena. Gampong. That was low.
7-9.
I mean, great effort by Valbuena. There was a miscue, and Valbuena had to chase that and ended up trying, not to be a hazard. He ended up in a fetal position.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He had to take care of himself.
Yeah. No, and also make sure that his teammate doesn't step on him.
Now there's a service error from VNS. That puts Cignal up to 10 points in set number 3 against the 7 of Volleyball Never Stops. Full front line for Silang. Kulabat receives, Yatko chases and sets. Motol, wow, what a cross-court hit.
It wasn't the sound, the perfect contact, but we saw the power going down. Really so talented.
Oh, yes.
For VNS.
Is that the type of thing that you get to develop because of beach volleyball? Or not
Power?
necessarily?
Not necessarily.
Well, Vince Abroch just scored, or no, he just made a mistake from the back row. That ball went long.
Well, close match.
Oh, yes. The first 2 sets involved 2 teams scoring at least 20 points. Medina in double figures, misreceived by Vince. The other Vince gives it up to Valbuena. Ball up by De Feria. Hueve pushes. And it's Kulabat sending it through. Chance ball, Cignal HD. Mats Gampong is rejected.
No entry, says Burnell.
What's that?
Gampong.
Jester Burnell,
Cornell, right. What's...
the 21-year-old.
We love seeing stuff blocks, monster blocks.
Burnell is number 8 in the league in blocking. Block points 2-1 in this set. Silang. Ooh, a miscue with Alfred. Scramble. Great effort by VNS. Actually, number one in digging all season long, as now Alfred Balbuena scores for Cignal HD.
Boy, I think they're telling Alfred that he has to score so-and-so number of points today. They have been feeding him.
Well, Ayana did mention that the last time that he started was last year. He was best player of that game. Speaks to his prowess on the court. Ball up by Kulabat. Back set. Matol. What a revelation.
Off the hand of Abrot and Balbuena.
You know, I wonder where VNS would have been if he actually started the conference.
Yeah. But you know, these teams, like especially VNS, it's a constant movement in players, right? They lose, they'll get players, they'll lose them to other teams. So, you know, what you're hoping is they find the right people to play for them for quite a while.
Right. But I'm sure Coach Ralph is already proud of those who got recruited by different schools and different squads, as Wendell Miguel returns for Alfred Balbuena. And Alfred did get some instructions from Coach Dex as he was going to the bench. Gils Torres, 6 points. Service now for him, 12-11. That's inside. Kulabat receives, back set. Again, it's Rocky.
Through the block.
Well, you did talk about him. He's not disappointing.
5 out, 13.
There's the back set. Rocky Motol. As reported by Ayana, his request is iangat nyo lang. Itaas din yung bola at ako nang bahala.
Did you see that slow-mo? That set was high.
Yes.
But he got the point. He got the kill.
Double sub in Bartolome. Was it Bartolome? Yes, it is Bartolome. And Imperial. But Adrian just gave us a service error.
9 out, 18. Casania in. 19 out, 6. Calado in.
Okay, double sub on the other end. EJ Casania and Buboy. Mark Calado.
Casania. Serving for the HD.
Boy, what a front row right now for Cignal. Guaza, Abrot, and Calado.
Service errors, by the way, at 9-5 in favor of Cignal HD, but Casey Kulaba just scored now from the right pin.
We're tied at 30.
Yeah, again, we kept saying, and we will say it again, what a game by Casey Kulabat.
13 all, another deadlock. One set apiece. Ball in. Misreceive. Calado. That's wide.
Ball is out. VNS up by 1.
Boy, his teammates like to feed him those high balls, no, from the back, the out-of-system sets. They just, come on, Calado, do your thing.
Well,
No, those are the hardest to hit, No, that's really high, that really fast spins.
so is that like a compliment to Mark Calado,
Yeah, it
as Nasquaza just scored from the middle?
It actually is a compliment.
Guaza activated beautifully by EJ Casania. 2 games back, Guaza played well versus Chris Cross alongside Cian Silang coming off the bench. Sharp serve. Imperial back set. That's Bartolome. Rejected. Coverage present. Were Medina sending it through. Once again, outsmarting the defense.
Boy, you really have to award that point to Wewe Medina. First, that great service reception, then that finish right there.
There you go. It's not a full swing. Just push the ball to the other end. Oh, that was long.
+1 for Cignal.
10 service errors now for VNS in this
10th.
match. Better had to check in properly in the Feria. Now Nasquaza is getting ready to serve.
For Cignal.
I remember back in the media day of the Spikers turf, he had a good conversation with Nasquaza as that is service error number 6 for Cignal HD. He shared about his day job, but maybe more of that later on. We have our second technical timeout. The postseason of the association is finally here. Watch the 2024 NBA playoffs only on NBA TV Philippines, One Sports, and Pilipinas Live. Hashtag everything counts. Hashtag NBA on Cignal. Arena Plus, astig sa sports. We're back with our Spikers Turf Open Conference in 2024. This is Mix Gomez alongside Noreen Go and Ayana Perlas. Unforced errors 5-3 so far in this set. That was a miscue. Chance ball. Back set. Rocky Motol across court.
Cross court shot.
Case in point, can you imagine like this set, Motol has been scoring more than the previous sets now.
Service.
If they can play well, Kulabat, Motol, and I'll say it again, and Wewe Medina, I mean, could have been a different conference for VNS.
That's a nice three-headed monster for you as
Calado.
Calado answers back on the other end.
16.
Well, they need a response here. Talk about Cignal, because you don't want VNS to take it to 5 sets.
History of 5 sets. Cignal HD is 2-0 in this conference.
Yan sila.
And VNS hasn't reached 5 sets so far. Sian Silang, double digits in terms of exited sets. The Feria with a miss receive. That's an ace.
Yeah.
17 all.
And coming off the bench.
Nice serve by Sian Silang.
And targeting the libero.
Oo nga.
For some reason, if you get an ace off the libero, it's like, feels better.
It feels like 2 points.
Yeah, feels like 2 points.
Mads Campong, not much power sa lagay na yon. And here's Wewe Medina giving up a free ball. Montero, Silang, Gils Torres puts it away.
Center attack.
You like that wind up. Yeah, it's like a complete approach.
Yeah, going down, his head is facing down as well. 18-17, just like that. Cignal HD with a mini run.
And with the entry of Silang and Gampong.
That's a double sub taking effect. Scramble forced. Good push by Jester Burnell.
18.
Coach Dexter not happy with that. Miscue could have easily been gotten had somebody called for it.
Wewe Medina serving.
18 all now. Another deadlock. It's been a tight match from the very beginning. Medina sending it in. Miguel receives. Back set. Mads Campong. Cross court. Wewe chases. Set up. Motol. Ball up by Vince Abrot. And here's Wendell Miguel. Tried to drop the ball. He couldn't score. Wewe off speed from the back row. And here's the counter. Wendell Miguel is blocked. Coverage present. Longest rally so far. Mads Campong. That's kept alive by De Feria. Motol again. And Rocky will score.
Boy, you like what you see from Motol, because I did see that he scored how many points the last game?
14.
14. But I'm now actually witnessing a
Yes.
part of those.
19 serving 18. More importantly, VNS got the advantage again. Service in. Lorenzo receives. Back set. Gampong off the block.
Pretty much bailing Cignal out with that. Mads Gampong hitting it off the blockers. But a very close 19 all third set.
Virtual race to 6. Wendell Miguel will now be serving. Bothered by fatigue. Bothered by the heat. Pero masasanay ka lang naman talaga dahil nakatira tayo sa islang pantropiko.
I'll say this, aren't we all?
Oh yes.
Wow!
Rocky Motol doesn't seem to be bothered. Nanggaling ba namang beach volleyball yan?
Oo nga.
Sanay sa init.
Yeah. Look at that. Facing one way, hitting the other way, looking the other way, and
Okay.
making it look so easy.
Yes. Now Paige Pagulong is in to serve and help out in terms of floor defense for VNS. 20-19.
And Motol still has one more rotation in front.
Combination. That was good for Cignal.
Yeah.
Combination play. Cignal scores and ties.
And now JP Bugawan will be checking in. alongside Joe Mandal was getting ready to check in as well.
They were pulling him. You're not playing today, no matter what happens.
Their manager, Juanito Gregorio, was pulling him back. Now, you just have to love the passion, the power, where power meets passion for Joe Mandal. Yatko onto Kulabat. That's a point off the block.
Boy, one thing, you know, VNS just responding. Every time Cignal comes and ties the game, they score a point.
Rocky Motol, by the way, has 8 attack points, 7 coming in this set.
Wow.
JP Pugawan. Well, that's a good way to reintroduce yourself.
No need to warm up.
I asked his younger brother earlier today, Teng Pugawan, what makes the two of you special in terms of your attacking? Because you're always up there in terms of attacking efficiency. And he said, bata pa lang kasi kami. Ang mindset namin, hindi lang kami middle blocker just to block, but to attack already. So they've been working on it for years. Kulabat scoring off the block.
You know, really undaunted by the fact that Pugawan is there. Just hits it. Challenges now. Yeah, that's the confidence he is exuding for VNS.
And he's playing like he wasn't injured just a while ago. 22-21. Kulabat sending it inside. Couple of pushes. Abroad. Smart move.
Using his left, hitting it off Yatko, and tying this game again.
Virtual race to 3. 22 all. Vince Abroad. Cignal is coming off of a 5-set match, just to remind everybody.
Wow.
Yatko. Medina block. Ooh, that's 2 touches for Lacuanan.
Yeah, actually the Feria was there. Let's say he didn't touch it, that could have been a live ball. Right? The Feria was there.
Now we have a timeout, 23-22.
Medyo malayo, tapos jump serve. Pag gumanon yun, pwede tumalsik talaga siya. Ngayon, ang gawin lang natin, simple lang. Gumagana naman, nag-error lang tayo ng isang risk. Bawi lang tayo pa. Tapos si Bugawan, nasa unahan, kailangan naka-base lang kayo. Okay? Ngayon, katulad nung kanina, tama naman sana yung block, kaso nga lang, mali yung takip. Pag-go lang ha, lesson learned lang ha. Go tayo ha.
Gotta love the tone of Coach Ralph Ocampo. Very encouraging. And by the way, brace yourselves as athletes and sports lovers have no-holds-barred conversations with Papa Colon, Sean Ildefonso. Watch Sean Time exclusive on Filipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now. 23-22. Cignal HD on top. 2 points away from winning this set. Lock points 3-1 in set 3. Ball up by Kulabat. Nice receive. Yatko to the left. Wewe Medina. That's a point.
Medina through the block. Tied at 23.
Cignal gets the lead. They tie it up. Where with Medina off the blockers.
When push comes to shove, you go to your leading scorer. Wewe Medina, number 9 in terms of efficiency as well in attacking in this conference at 37%. Just so everybody knows, Jao Mandal is number 1 at 53%.
Wow.
Silang, Wendell Miguel, buwelo pa lang, alam mo na.
And the thing is, Cignal, they know that they have an advantage when Yatko's in front in terms of blocking. So they went to Wendell Miguel.
24-23.
Lumuhod, habang hindi pa, kasi pwede umalse. Diba? Hindi lahat ng basa nyo doon pupunta kasi pag chumek na ganun or yung palo, nag-side spin, medyo gagalaw ka ng konti eh. Hindi kayo pwede agad mag-dive nang wala pa. Okay? O, receive lang tayo. Sakta tayo momentum, receive lang. Kaya yan.
Coach Ralph really saves his timeouts for these types of situations, cutting momentum for Cignal HD.
And you're saying that for them, they've practiced everything. So, you know, just a bit of reminders if he needs to call the timeout.
Nothing also technical, no board needed for Coach Ralph Ocampo. 24-23, set point, Cignal HD. Ball up by Casey Kulabat. Yatko to the open. Medina challenged. That was pretty tough. One more. Tight. He sends it through. And somehow, some way it works.
How did he get that through? We're talking about, you did say 3 blockers.
And it was tight. Oh, look at him celebrate. Even Danny Ravena was impressed at the sideline. 24 all. An extended set number 3. Oh, that was inside. But Cignal will challenge this. It happened right in front of them.
Challenge on the floor by Cignal. Ball in, ball out. Challenge number 1, ball in.
Oh, this would be big.
Cignal.
It is going to be big because that is an ace serve, if ever.
What a time for it to come at 24 all. Which team will get set point? Ooh, can you feel the anxiety inside the Paco Arena? In or out?
Out.
Oh, it's inside! It is inside.
So what's the score?
25-24.
Okay.
VNS. Coach Dex calls for time.
HD Spikers.
Kailangan natin makapasa, kailangan natin maka-opensa. Okay? Hiwalay mo na. Mag-back week na lang to si Jules. Okay? Para dito. Kailangan na maayos na set mo dito. Wens. Pagpawala si Wendell, cover lahat. Okay? Go.
Let's go! Let's go, Cignal! Let's go, Cignal!
Now this would be the real test for the Cignal HD Spikers. No room for any mistakes.
Look at that smile by Coach Dex. No, and one thing for Cignal, they have to work for this point. You know?
Number 5.
VNS is playing really well. And look at your front row.
Right. Justin Yatko, off of a service ace, will send that ball to the net. Oh my.
Nerves setting in.
25 all. Now it's a full front line for Sian Silang.
It's front on front.
Ball up. Yatko onto the middle. Scramble. Sandy Montero sends it out. Great effort, just not enough.
Again, a great response, you know, by VNS. Look at the front row. You have Kenneth Colabat a while ago. No, not Colabat. It was Motol, Wewe Medina. But they opted to go to the middle.
Yes.
That's a smart set.
Service in for Wewe. It's Mats Gampong.
Well, if VNS had that option, so does Cignal. We have to say. And Gampong, that time
Abrot.
Miguel.
So the front line is Abrot, Gampong, and Torres. Oh! That was long for Wendell Miguel.
Uncharacteristic. You know, they bring in Wendell Miguel normally to calm Cignal, and then he commits the... So nerves setting in also for Cignal.
27-26, set point, VNS. That's in regalo.
Overpass.
And it's Casey Gulabat who will score. VNS gets their second set versus the Cignal HD Spikers.
What a set. What a match so far for VNS. You know, they worked hard for that. Doesn't matter who they're playing, you know, which 6. You gotta give it to these boys.
What a match it has been. Oh, so close in all 3 sets. VNS up 2-1.
Down the line or off the block?
Off the block.
Serve or receive?
Receive.
Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Monster block or fireball?
Monster block.
There's the veteran in Wewe Medina. Sa lagay na yan. Because if you actually think about it, he's practically a playing coach for VNS.
He is, and whatever experience he's getting from coaching, he's actually putting it into play when he's playing. He's so smart. So the things that obviously he teaches, he does. So what a great example. What a great set for VNS. You know, I love the fight in them. Again, they're here just to play. They're just excited to have another game because they're out of the race for the Final Four. And they are extending. You know, they are challenging Cignal.
Coach Ralph did tell us about how proud he is of his boys before we proceeded to break down these highlights. They're young, but they have the fight in them. Noreen, the numbers in the extended set number 3.
Well, a lot of fight, definitely, because 19-17 attacks. You out-attack a strong team in Cignal. Yeah, everything else is even, but it's really, for me, that term used, palaban. Coach Ralph did say he wanted to see that, and he's seeing that. And what an effort by Motol.
Yes.
The entry of Motol, I think, is making the biggest difference for VNS.
Now, Rocky will be in the starting lineup for set number 4, which was actually the trend for him in their previous outing. He came off the bench. Oh no, actually he just started in sets 2, 3, and 4 versus the Maverick hard hitters. So in all the sets that he played, yun yung naipanalo nila against Maverick.
Wow.
Didn't even come off the bench in set number 1. Okay,
Look
now
who's
on
there.
the other end, we have Jao Omandal starting for Cignal HD. So you can only feel a sense of urgency from Coach Dexter.
Well, I think even if this, for me, Cignal is non-bearing because they are already safe in the Final Four, I think it's the mindset that they will create if they go into the Final Four undefeated.
Yes.
So they want to win this match even if this is a non-bearing game.
And we have to remember, come the Final Four, it's back to 0.
Yeah.
It's another round robin as EJ Casanya sends that ball in. Nice serve. Tight. Pushed back. Chance for VNS. Motol. Nice elevation.
Well, he is proving what he said correct. Angat nyo lang, I will do the rest. He's going over the blockers, through the blockers.
Motol now has 9 points, 7 scored in set number 3. Wewe Medina is the second leading scorer of VNS behind Casey Colabat's 16. Palo para kay Mark Calado, but he was blocked.
I mean, did you see the reaction after that? Motol just that about face and
Yeah.
that walk, that catwalk kind of walk.
And he actually had a standing ovation from his bench. Casanya, back set, Jao Mandal, there you go. Number 1 in terms of spiking efficiency in the Spikers turf.
Again, the respect. He knows that his opponents respect his power, his spiking prowess. So he sells it the best when he goes up and then that last minute drop.
You know, before this game, I tried to pump him up or make him feel flattered as Motol just hit that ball outside. Okay, but back to Jao Mandal. I told him, in terms of imports, Filipino imports, you have Ryan Pagunas, Marcus Peo, and Jao Mandal.
Right.
How does it feel to actually be a part of that list? And he said, you know, I don't think about being a number 3 in terms of Philippine volleyball's best. I just think about promoting men's volleyball in the Philippines and of the Philippines in the world.
Right.
That's his role, that's his motivation. Nung SEA Games nga raw, umangat na eh. Ever since that silver finish, pataas na sana, kaso lang nagka-pandemic. So now it's like a bit of a restart for men's volleyball. The good thing is we have the Spikers turf, we have the UAAP among other leagues. So let's just hope that it can continue to grow. Casey Kulabat scores.
Casey Kalabat continuing to grow his output in terms of attacks. He does lead all scorers here in this match so far.
Let's see the replay. There you go.
Blockers were there, huh? Blockers were there.
Ooh, a service error, which has been a concern for VNS in this game. It's a 2-point advantage for Cignal HD. Raniel Rosales.
Yeah, but what about Yatko today? I mean, getting to start today because of the reasons that you already mentioned. He's really playing well.
Right. But now there's a block point for Cignal HD. Moto is going to be challenged even more. JP Bugawan is in.
Yeah. It's actually Wendell Miguel.
Wendell Miguel.
No, but
working
the
with
thing
JP.
is, yeah, I mean, for VNS, you have to realize that Motol is going to be marked. So that's why you want to get, the triple threat. Make that another threat involved.
There you go. Yatko again. Able to outsmart the defense. Lakuanan activated once more. It's been a while since he has scored.
Yeah. It's been a while since he got a set, though.
He's now at 7 markers in this game. Motol, nice serve, received by Zhao. Calado cross court, dug up by Wewe. Medina asked for it. And that is... We're looking at the first referee. She will reward it to VNS. Net touch. And now we have a challenge. May umami na ba? Meron na. Okay. Ba't pa natin papahabain pa?
Yeah.
If we can be honest. Do we have a fair play card here?
No,
Wala.
no.
Just pure honesty.
Yeah, and not to delay this any further. They know, because if you challenge, they're gonna see it.
Right. Yatko, Kulabat.
Wow.
Another point for KC.
Boy, if they go on to win, definitely going to be the player of the game.
Who? Yatko?
Kenneth Kulabat.
Kenneth Kulabat. No, I'm just messing with you.
That's true, ah.
Oh, napaisip si
Food for
Noreen.
thought yun.
Maybe we can check Yatko statistics. Kasanya on to JP Bugawan.
Well, they know they need to start playing like the Cignal that they all know, or we all know. Because if you look at the lineup, you have Bugawan, you have Umandal, but yet it's just a 1-point game.
Ball up by KC. Calado has 7 points, by the way. Kulabat is blocked. Coverage present. KC recalculates. Nice swing! What a response!
He is feeling it, bruise, no bruise that he suffered in the third set. He is feeling it.
Was that a no-look hit?
It's a hook shot.
It's a hook shot. A sky hook.
A sky hook.
7-all. Ball up by Miguel. Casanya onto JP. That dropped inside.
Yeah, still finding the line there.
It's Cignal HD who will send us to the first technical timeout, 8-7.
Welcome back to the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, where power meets passion. Now, Migs in the Ring, even with the waves of inconsistency admitted by head coach Ralph Ocampo of VNS, the small improvements are still there. Now, Coach Ralph talked about how this conference's lineup for them is a double-edged sword. Play the young ones who are familiar with the system but lack experience, or play the veterans who have the tendency to rely on themselves. It's been hard trying to gel everyone, as Coach Ralph doesn't believe in leisure bondings, only training and games. But even with this, kitang-kita naman ang pag-elevate ng performance nila slowly in every game. Back to you guys.
Actually, it's hard to imagine that Coach Ralph would still plan those leisure bondings, out-of-town sessions, if they literally do spend their extra time together already.
But it's a different atmosphere. If you go out of town, you know, it's more relaxing than if you actually live together. When you live together, that's where may init ulo.
Tama.
You know, the quirks and all this stuff.
Parang kapamilya mo na nga talaga yung kalaro mo. As now Jester Brunel just scored from the middle. It's now 9-all in set number 4. Cignal HD hasn't won or lost a game in 4 sets in this conference. Can they send this to a set number 5? Marcalado certainly wants to do it.
Great hit. He recognized that there is a gap between Wewe Medina and the antenna. That's where he put it.
Medina to answer back. Sandy Montero sends it back to VNS. Ooh, that still went through. Mandal setting things up. Oh, that went overboard, and it's Motol with an easy ball.
Now, VNS has got Cignal thinking, you cannot be giving this over passes. Look at that.
Rocky Motol, such a vital addition for Coach Ralph Ocampo, even though it's late. This is only a second game in the Spikers turf. 10-all, Medina serves it in. Lasagna on to the running Rosales, no connection.
That adding to the woes of Cignal.
Coach Ralph Ocampo is so happy at the sideline. This might be the happiest that I've ever seen him while coaching.
And he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, his guys are playing really well.
11-10. Ball up by Miguel. Back set. Jao Umandal blocked. And that's a block point for Jester Burnell.
Well, everyone is feeling it. You know, it's a pretty pumped and inspired VNS team.
They have a timeout for Coach Tex. They're down by 2.
Kada may papalo sa atin, dapat may kumocover. Pangalawa, hindi pwedeng ganyan na wala kayong connection. Advantage muna, siguradong puntos muna. Bago ka magbago, kailangan nakalayo na tayo. Kailangan natin ng puntos eh. Lamang na dalawa, habulin nyo yan, habulin nyo. Wala na nagsasalita sa inyo. Para single block dito, single block. Go, 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 let's go! Hey, Cignal! What's up? Cignal, limit mo din.
It is 12-10, where Medina is getting ready to serve. VNS looking good. It's at number 4. They have a chance to close this game out. Total block point 7-5. VNS on top. Marcalado, that's off the block.
You know, if you're VNS, you will expect Cignal to try to pull away here. It's a close part in the 12-11. So you gotta pass better. Try to get some blocks here. Try to make some stops.
Strong serve by Jao Mandal. A chase for Yatko. And it's Rocky Motol.
Boy, what an addition Motol has been to this VNS team.
You know who he reminds me of? I'm not sure if you're gonna agree. Femi Bagalay for VNS. That's just me.
Yeah.
And Femi also played beach volleyball.
Yeah, I know. I remember I heard the story that he even trained in the States.
Yes, right.
For beach volleyball.
Marcalado, that's why. Oh, we gotta love the celebration from Lacuanan.
Boy, their good defense is actually making Cignal try a bit harder and committing these errors.
14-11, Jester Bornell. Oh, service error number 14 for VNS.
Such a waste because, you know, in other aspects they're doing good. Then they serve it again to the net.
We've been here before. 7 service errors on the other hand for Cignal HD. Nasguaza will now be doing the honors. Inside sharply. Teferia receives. Colabat attacks down the line.
Why not give it to Kenneth Colabat?
Yep, that was an absolute opening. Oh, may pakindat pa si KC. The question is, to whom? Kay Ayana ba? Kay Coach Ralph ba? O baka may teammate siya na paborito?
Sa'yo ata
Na nasa bench? Not me. Malayo sa akin yun. Kasanya ako to JP Bugawan.
Oh!
JP will score.
Yeah, I'm sorry, missed you on the side of VNS because it was gettable.
Will it be the time for JP and Zhao? Let's see if they can continue. It's only a 2-point game. 13 serving 15. CNC lang. 23 excellent sets. Ball in. Medina. Oh, tough set for Imperial. And the push went long.
Well, you know, VNS, you have to calm down, right? That pass by Wewe Medina too near the net and then that error. I mean, you're your worst enemy. You're becoming your own worst enemy.
Oh, another misreceive, and now we have a deadlock. Just like that. Net touch for Adrian Imperial. Can Cignal HD take over? They have momentum. Silang. Another misreceive. Colabat from the back. Montero puts it up. Mandal sending it right. Donut hole, not exploited. Bartolome.
Oh,
there you go. That went outside off the block.
Much needed point for VNS.
That will send us to our second technical timeout. Back with the Cignal HD Spikers, and volleyball never stops. We'd like to greet our dearest executive producer, Miss Ada Carlos Bayuga. A happy, happy birthday. Miss Ada, I hope that you're enjoying your day kahit mainit dito sa Paco Arena.
There was a huge spread in the production office.
Oh, yes.
The buffet.
We came into this match full. And we've been full off of this wonderful volleyball action as JP Bugawan scores from the middle.
JP Bugawan full of purpose with that kill.
Well, there's a reason why he's number 2 in scoring for Cignal. Number 17 overall in the league at 52 coming into this game. But if you would think about it, he was second to Jao Umandal, who before this game had 119, as now JP gets a kill block. So most of the points really went to Jao Umandal.
Yeah. Obviously, that's their game plan, but JP Bugawan with 2 straight points for Cignal.
More importantly, they get the lead in set number 4.
Yeah.
Cignal HD has won twice in 5 set matches this season. Now Medina had some words to Mads Gampong. That was outside for Wewe. And you have a challenge. Block touch.
But Mads Gampong is still shaking his head, saying, nope, I didn't touch it. You can challenge all you want.
This is certainly very interesting, and the hit was really hard. You know, for a while there, I thought, is there actually a rivalry between Gampong and Medina? Maybe an NU versus UST rivalry, as was there a touch or not?
None.
Okay, there you go. Challenge unsuccessful. There's Coach Ralph Campo. Sir Rico Bayuga as well, our statistician. Big shout out to him. 18-16. Ooh, service error for Wendell Miguel.
Prior to that, he was serving well.
VNS. 4-11. Pagulong.
We're back with Paige Pagulong. A chance to tie for VNS. We're getting up there in terms of points. Nice serve, over receive. Regalo for Jester Burnell.
What a substitution. That tough serve paving the way for an overpass.
Burnell has been a force in the middle.
Yeah, I agree.
She's in double figures after all, joining Motol, Medina, and Kulabat for VNS. On the other end, it's only Mads Gampong who's in double figures for Cignal. Almost another easy gift. Could not be exploited. But VNS has a chance ball. Wewe Medina. Down the ball goes.
Boy, after getting the lead, Cignal, VNS is right back on top.
19-18. That has been the story of this game. Not much separation between VNS and Cignal HD.
So you will expect Umandal to get some sets here.
There you go. It's like you were psychic or you're just an analyst, Doreen. You know what's going to happen.
I've seen too many games. No. But it is crunch time, you know.
Yeah.
They need their #1 option to start taking charge here.
Kaya nga nauso ang salitang porsyento sa volleyball. JP Bugawan serves. There you go. Great recovery for VNS. Same goes for Cignal HD. Medina is blocked.
Well, you asked if there was a rivalry. If there wasn't a backstory, they should create some sort of juicy new rivalry
between Wewe Medina and Mads Gampong. That's the context here.
Yeah, that's a huge stop. But what about JP Bugawan keeping that ball alive? You won't see a lot of middle blockers diving that way.
20, serving 19. That was in. Adrian back sets. Bartolome was way under.
Now they have to control their emotions, talking about VNS.
And they're going up against a veteran team in Cignal HD, no less. The test is on, and Motol alongside Yatko have returned. JP Bugawan continues to serve, 21-19.
Boy, JP Bugawan, his contributions in this part of the set, huge.
Medina almost scored, ball up. Umandal sends it through.
Oh,
ooh, an overball.
Oh!
Yep, that was a violation by Zhao. Net touch.
Now, you have to remember, Zhao Umandal is like a kid. He's a kid at heart, so he wants to play. When they didn't make him play the first 3 sets, There's some
Gustong-gusto yun,
bottled
pero,
up emotions eh. So that came out in that net violation.
May onting gigil.
Oh,
21-20. Yatko has 20 excellent sets. Ooh, tough dig. Zhao just got some retribution.
Zhao just wants to end this.
He's coming off a career day, by the way. 36 points in 5 sets versus the Navigators. Now it's a service error for Mads Gampong.
Oh, they're giving VNS life here. You know, if you're ahead by 2 points in such a close match, that's already a luxury. You giving away these errors, like, okay, come on, VNS. Come on, wake up.
And this is for the tie. Webe Medina has to be careful. They've almost doubled the service errors of Cignal HD. Silang back to Zhao. There you go.
It looks so easy to score a point. You're Zhao Mandal.
Well, that's why he's been an import as well in another country. He's that good. 23-21 timeout.
Kaya nga ginawa yung base niya para madaling yung mapuntahan yung mga bola eh. O, wag nila iwan yung base. Pag ano, upper sento nila, di ba si Zhao? Kailangan may tatlo tayong depensa palagi. Nag-iwan si Kitbach isa. Kailangan tatlo. Okay? O, sir, receive lang tapos one stop tayo. Tapos kayo try to go. Receive ha? Go, go.
Here we go again. Tight game between VNS and Cignal HD, but this is looking like set number 2, where VNS was trying to play catch-up by the end.
But obviously, if you're VNS, if you want to win this, you have to win this in 4. You know, you cannot let Cignal push you to a 5th set because you know that they have the momentum, right? If they win this 4th set and then push you to a 5th set. So VNS, it is imperative that you win this in 4 sets.
Let's see, they can recover. Zhao Mandal, 3 attack points. Do not be surprised, he hasn't been playing as much. Kulabat puts it up. Yatko, KC against 2 blockers. Good read, nice save. That's by Wendell. Here's Zhao from the back.
Oh, good dig.
Tough one for Wewe. Kulabat again, down the ball goes.
Boy, he's got the golden hand here today.
That's 20 plus points already for KC Kulabat in this matchup. Lakuanan returns.
What a match it has been for Kenneth Kulabat.
This could be his best game as a member of VNS as of yet. 22-23. It's Zhao. Ooh, he stepped on the line.
We've been seeing a lot of that from Zhao Mandal this conference, huh? The foot fault.
My, oh my. It's now a virtual race to 2.
That's a huge break for VNS.
Yes. Off of the timeout, they just got back-to-back points. Crucial services coming around. That's a safe serve. Lorenzo receives. Silang, Wendell, Miguel. No more save for VNS.
Well, he is ever so reliable, Wendell Miguel.
Got a hand and a miscue between Yatko and Medina. Set point signal.
Cut lang tayo ng momentum. Magandang receive lang, tapos atake tayo ng ano, all out. Magandang pasok lang, Lakuanan. Huwag ka pumasok sa ano ha, sa Twitter. Nung pa pumasok sa makakapalo. Pero bigyan mo pa rin ha, kung saan baka pwede pa rin.
Pre, pag tumalo na si Kuya JP, alam mo na kung saan may bibigay.
Go tayo ha, tara.
Go.
Might I say, the confidence of Lakuanan in that huddle? That's a good testament working with Justin Yatko.
You know what's important there, because obviously everyone's got an opinion. You know what's important is they're on the same page.
Yes.
Okay, they need a point right now. They need to tie this set or not. They're going to the dreaded 5th set.
Okay, yeah, Roniel Rosales with a very crucial serve coming off the bench. Set point, Cignal HD. That goes inside. Wewe receives. Yatko, Kulabat, blocked. One more time. Justin, back set. Motol! And he walked it off. We have an extended set number 4.
Oh my goodness.
I hope everybody could see the smile on the Reen's face right now. It's been that entertaining. Motol sharp
what a
serve. From the middle, JP Bugawan.
We did hear in that huddle, Kuya JP. So we still could not find an answer. Look at that twist. Come on.
It's in the blood. The two of them, they attack like that. 25-24, set point Cignal. Full front line, misreceived. Diferia onto Kulabat against 3 blockers. That's rejected. And we are going to a set number 5.
Well, great stop there by Cignal. You know, it wasn't easy, but Cignal just able to squeeze past VNS.
There's a reason why Cignal HD is still undefeated. They're an absolute titan in the Spikers turf. We are going to a set number 5.
San Chris Lolo ba to? Basilio? Ikaw at ikaw. Alam mo lang Taylor Swift to, di ba? Alam po, sorry po sa mga Taylor Swift fans. Hindi ko po alam.
Ay, hindi Swifty si Wendell Miguel. Iba pala ang trip niya. But the thing that matters is he did come alive by the end of set number 4 alongside his teammates. Some usual starters for Cignal HD. So I want to get your thoughts because VNS had a good chance, but Cignal was able to respond.
Yeah, I like the fight in VNS. They could have won that, but the focus really is on Cignal, and what you like from Cignal is they were just, it wasn't easy. Again, they were challenged, you know, they weren't using all of their starting 6, but what you like is they're going to get confidence if they go on to win this, and no matter what happens, the little hubs that we go through, we can actually go through. Look at some numbers by 1, by 2. But I think basically it's not really the numbers anymore in that 4th set. It's the mindset of Cignal, able to find the right stops, that block at the end, and able to score when needed. So it was, they really literally squeezed past VNS. So again, that should be a confidence booster for Cignal.
So now this match will basically be settled with a race to 15. We are in set number 5. Cignal HD's history in 5-setters. They're 2-0 so far in this conference. But this is the first 5-set match for VNS. Ooh, that's a good push by Nas Guaza.
Just rolled it over the blockers.
He's a volleyball player by day and a web developer by night.
He's got a day job. No, he's got a night job.
A night job. Kasi international yung company niya. But that's mighty impressive. Motol, great approach. There you go.
You know, can you imagine? Had Motol been in front, or it's that tail end of set number 4, right?
Right.
It's just in the back, so
Was Wewe also in front?
Wewe was in front. No, Kulabat.
Pero si Wewe nasa
likod din, I
nasa
think.
likod din. It's Kampong scoring from the right pin. He's the leading scorer of Cignal with 17.
Well, you know, this is what you're expecting. We know that of Cignal. It's the 5th set. You did say their record in 5 setters is 2-0, right? So, you know they're gonna come out firing. If you're VNS, you don't want to stop. I mean, what a great match you're having. You don't want to stop here in the 5th set.
Moto, there you go, not stopping, and he continues to celebrate with much animation.
That's what you want to see. But it also for VNS, it just goes to show the future. If they can keep this score and not lose them to other teams.
Which again is not necessarily a bad thing for Coach Ralph Ocampo, as it's a service ace. But Coach Dex, yeah, he thought about challenging it. Not anymore.
Yeah.
VNS with the lead. Jester Burnell will now be serving.
That's too strong.
That is definitely
3-all.
Well, he gets an ace, then an error.
Yeah. Just 1-1. Coach Ralph isn't too worried at the sideline. Nasquaza now taking his turn. He has an ace to his name. Ball up by Wewe Medina. Yatko, back set. Motol again. Put up by Cian Silang. Wendell Miguel, that absolutely hit the antenna.
All antenna.
No, Wendell was pointing upwards. I wonder what that was about.
Well, I can see the bulb of that light right where he was hitting is dead. So that created a blind spot.
Oh, there you go. Now there's a service ace. Sorry, a service error. Back-to-back at that for VNS. Remember the game that we covered when they had service aces or service errors to end the match?
Yeah.
Let's hope that it won't happen again. Wendell Miguel, that's long, no touch. Back and forth we go.
Error after error.
Now we have a challenge. Block touch.
Block touch. Challenge number 2, block touch, Cignal.
Well, VNS will not admit.
Yeah. And after all, this game is at a deadlock. 4-all in set number 5, so literally every point counts. And Cignal HD's immaculate record is on the line. On the other end, there's a lot of pride for VNS, especially if they get the victory. Just imagine what it would mean for the Griffins if they would beat Cignal in 5 sets now against their starting lineup.
Well, every match is actually different, especially going into the Final Four, wherein you really have to be the top 2.
Malayo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be an unsuccessful challenge. Casey Kulabat getting ready to serve already. VNS up 5-4. By the way, we did hear that there's a high possibility that Brian Bagunas will be in action this Friday for Cignal HD against the Mavericks team. JP Bugawan, that was still saved. Ooh, double touch for Wewe Medina. Did he not touch the ball on
That's
the
what he's
supposed
saying.
second ball? Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Hindi ko tinamaan.
But you can't challenge that, right? There's no card for that.
I want to see it again. I want to see it again.
It seems like we just have to let it go.
Watch the replay.
4 points for Wendell Miguel. Coming off the bench in this game. The Feria receives. Medina approaches. And there's some retribution.
Poetic justice there if it's true that Wewe Medina did not touch that. Boy, and a 1-point lead for VNS. They're in this. They're in this for the long haul.
It's been a very tight match. Both teams reaching 20 points in all 4 sets. We had extended sets 3 and 4. That's a good drop. Jao Mandal making it look really easy.
And this is a perfect rotation for Cignal. You know, you have Umandal challenging Yatko. Right? I mean, no, it's a clear advantage on the part of Cignal. So, you know they're going to go to Jao Mandal.
6-all. Bugawan sends it in. Yatko pushes to Wewe. 3 blockers in front of him. Cignal recovers. They go back to Jao. Push. Smart play. That was beautiful.
Yeah. That was just knowing where the weakness of the defense is at that point and knowing how to just push it there.
So now Cignal, more importantly, has grabbed the lead. Attack points in set 5, 4-3 in favor of JP Bugawan and company. Iferia receives, Yatko to the middle, Bornel just towering over, but he could not score. Counter with Jao Mandal, it's his time.
Again, Jao Mandal will just actually, if he can stay in this rotation, he's gonna take Cignal home.
Okay, so now our teams will switch places. Yatko just doing everything he can to wall up with his teammate, but Jao is too tall and too strong.
4 p.m. Air Force.
8-6. Cignal HD looking good. In their previous game, they won 15-7 in set number 5 versus Iloilo, the Navigators.
April 26 at the Inares.
He did say this should be the rotation for Jao Mandal to try to capitalize on.
Well, but when you're VNS, you want to get 1 stop because that's going to move Yatko to the back and you have a full front row. So you have a better chance to go front on front there.
1 stop.
1 stop. 1 stop, meaning 1 pass.
Here's JP Bugawan. Ball up by Kulabat. Yatko to Wewe. Not yet. Cignal looking to score, but they just gave up a free ball. Medina. Back to VNS. Oh, good battle at the middle. And it's Jao Mandal who prevailed.
Boy, the big names come play when they need to.
There you go. Now there's a warning for Jao Mandal because, again, you cannot celebrate towards your opponent.
He was just so happy he got that one. I thought he's a kid at heart.
Yeah. So happy that he's playing and so happy that he got that ball. 9-6. JP Bugawan, the team captain for Cignal HD. Inside, it's an ace. Timeout, Coach Ralph. It's now a 4-point advantage.
6 for the Nasty Griffins, 10 for the HD Spikers.
Katulad nun, buhay pa yung bola. Kung nakita mo na alanganin siya, kumover ka kasi ikaw yung nag-set dun eh. Kung sino yung saseta mo, kakabera mo siya, syempre alam mo kung saan pupunta yun. Receive lang tayo ng pinaka-option. Kaya natin umikot para mag-3 spikers tayo. Go tayo, ha? Go lang, go. Tara, apat lang guys. Apat lang. Nakasalo ka, bro.
JP Bugawan is already at 9 points with limited playing time for today. He's been that efficient.
4 points up.
One efficiency has been his game for the past decade.
Has been his thing.
Service aces 4-3. Can VNS get a side out? Still no good. Jao Mandal. There you go. He's up to 8 points as well.
Again, he just keeps going down the line, you know. He's not making volleyball difficult. He's simplifying it. Like, this is what you do. This is your opponent. This is our strength. That's the weakness. Just attack that. Simple.
11-6. It's been a long time with this rotation. Jao Mandal is pumped up. That's a block.
Just reading it well, right? And you know, he was just so excited, like you said, to play. So here, this fifth set, he's just, look at that.
The kid. Trapped in the man's body.
Yes.
Or shall I say, trapped in an MVP's body.
Expat.
12-6. Imperial, Medina blocked. Finally, there's the side out for VNS, but this is a tall mountain to climb.
Yeah. Finally, they get that rotation with Yatko to serve in a full front row to boot.
Adrian Imperial, 7-12. Jao receives, he approaches. Oh! Nasguaza with a hammer.
Nasguaza getting nasty on VNS-Nasty.
You know, I've been thinking of saying that, but I just had to let you say it first.
You wish.
Nasguaza delivering the goods. We did mention when he was with Iloilo, he was one of the best middle blockers in the Spikers turf, as now it's a service ace for Sian Silang.
And Cignal just pulling away. We did mention, no? VNS, if they wanted to win this, had to win it in 4 because Cignal, like we said, their record is 2-0 in 5 setters. So make it, it looks like 3-0.
Motol is not yet done. The celebration continues for him. You know, it would have been nice to watch him play with the Lois Agambans, the Ben San Andreses, yung mga
They
animated.
will have their time.
Yeah.
A lot of more years ahead of these players.
14-8. Webe Medina serves. 6 match points. Jao Mandal to end it all. Who else? That's it.
And the match.
There you go. Cignal HD continues to be undefeated in the Spikers Turf Open Conference, and the record in 5 setters is now 3-0.
Yeah. Well, they were challenged by a feisty VNS-Nasty. We have to say, what a match. It's sad that, you know, they went on to lose it in 5, but it was a great game for VNS.
Coach Ralph and Coach JM are applauding their players. They're that proud. We did talk about the confidence for VNS after this matchup. It will surely raise. And for Cignal HD, well, they were able to deploy most, if not all, of its players. And they will look to carry on that momentum to their last game versus the Mavericks this coming Friday inside the Anaris Sports Arena. Then they will proceed to the semifinals. On the other end for DNS, they still have Air Force this Friday as well. There's our final score, 15-8 in set number 5. It was really close from sets 1 to 4. Both teams scoring at least 21 points in all of those frames. Okay, in terms of standing out in this matchup, bukod sa best player natin, would you like to give shoutouts to anybody?
I mean, Jao Mandal like dominated the entire 5th set. Defense, offense, you know, great setting by both the setters when they get the chance, Silang and Casania. But it's obviously a game in which Coach Dexter wanted to rest his starters for the tough grind in the Final 4. But when needed, they still come out to play. The positive side of that for Cignal is they will be challenged. We know that. But they were able to respond. And that should actually talk about their maturity as a team. You know, new players, new team. But that will speak volumes of the maturity of the squad.
And then again, for Cignal HD, there's a high chance that Brian Bagunas will return this coming Friday, so watch out for that. And now we go to Ayana Perlas, who is with our best player of the game.
Thank you so much, Migs and Noreen. And yes, the Cignal HD Spikers prevailed in 5 sets. And kasama ko ngayon ang best player of the game, Mads Gampong. Yay! Congratulations, Mads. Grabe, 17 points, 14 attacks, and 3 blocks. Congratulations, Mads. Ngayon, alam ko, isa ka sa mga late addition sa team ninyo, sa Cignal. Tapos, from late addition, naging main guy ka. Tapos ngayon, naging starter ka in today's game. Gusto ko lang malaman, meron ka bang binago sa game mo today or sa paglaro mo dito sa game na to?
Wala naman. Lagi naman kami naghahanda kasi sabi kasi ni Coach Dex na yung mga kulang yung playing time na nung nakaraan nung last few games namin. Ngayon kami babawi na pinaglalaro kami. Tsaka papakita namin kung bakit na karapat-dapat kami dito sa Cignal.
Nakita naman yun sa performance mo today, Mads. Now, of course, nakwento sa akin ng Cignal HD Spikers, yung name mo para sa sarili mo, 5% guy. Kasi marami ka pang pwedeng i-offer sa team. So gusto ka lang malaman, ngayon na papasok na kayo sa semis, ano pa ang pwede mong i-offer sa Cignal HD Spikers? And nasa ang percentage ka today?
Hindi, yung sa pag-aalaga naman yan sa sarili na tumaga, magte-training ng maayos at saka papakondisyon tapos nakikinig sa lahat ng mga tinuturo nila coach. Tsaka yung kulang pa sa akin ngayon blockings kasi parang iba yung sistema ng yung blockings namin dito sa nakaraan na team na pinasukan ko.
So if 5% ka dati, ngayon ano na?
Siguro mga 10%.
Okay, love it. Di ba confident pa si Mads?
Babati pa ako. Binabati ko pala na lahat ng Cignal family at saka lahat ng sumusuporta sa team namin. Tsaka yung mga family ko pala sa Tawi-Tawi at saka yung family ko sa Pampanga. Hello, Team Nadi. Sa asawa ko na Miss Christine Dayan Darren Gampo. Hello, TOG.
Thank you so much, Mads. Grabe, our best player of the game from the Cignal HD Spikers, Mads Gampong. Back to you, Migs in the ring.
Thank you, Ayana. You gotta love the happiness of Mads Gampong being the best player of the game. After all, they did talk about not having as many minutes or playing time compared to the other games, so this was his time to shine, and he certainly exploited this opportunity. There you see some highlights in set number 5.
Yeah, you did hear it from Mads Gampong. You know, the coaches will give the players opportunity to play if there is that opportunity. So the challenge is for them to deliver when called upon, because not all the time you'll get the chance to do it. But Mads Gampong came through and he was so excited, and he should be. And you see the numbers, the final numbers all pointed obviously to a Cignal win. But again, I'd like to tackle more on the way they matured. You know, we have to say it's a new team, new composition with some of the old players, but the gelling is work in progress, but they're looking good, and I'm sure they're feeling good going into the Final Four.
Okay, so there you have it. Congratulations to the Cignal HD Spikers. Personally, I want to see the rest of the 90% of Mads Gampong, because that's a long way to go in terms of numbers. Maybe we'll see that on Friday against the Mavericks Hard Hitters. The Maverick Hard Hitters. And then after that, we have VNS versus Philippine Air Force. And then Savage taking on the Chris Cross King Crunchers. Inside the United Sports Arena in Pasig City. There you go. That's our venue for Friday. Thank you for joining us in another wonderful day for Philippine men's volleyball. For Ayana Perlas and Ringo, my name is Migs Gomez. And we'll see each other again on Friday for our 2024 Spikers Turf Open Conference.